Hi, good evening, my friend.
How you doing?
Good, good. My name is Vin Wing, and I mingle with many people, and we think about doing a big family event for our community. Here's my friend, Vanessa Trent.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vanessa. I will be co-emceeing today's event with Pastor Vin. And we're excited. We have a packed program today, and we're very excited to share with you games, knowledge, and so on and so
But
forth.
before we start, but what is this title? Tell me about it. What is build a house or build a home? What does that mean? Why do you start that?
Any guesses? Do you know why we chose this title for today?
By the way, most of you are immigrant, am I correct? What is American dream?
Own a house.
Own a house. Oh, that's right. That's right. But it's
Also mine as well. No, not yet.
all right. So here it is. We want to own a house. We want to build a house. What about do we want to build our home? How's your family? How's our family? We have to think about it. And so now today we're going to dissect the idea that we want to build an American dream. We want to reach that. But if we have a home, but we lose our children, what does a home mean? So today we have three great speakers, right?
Yes.
And Vanessa, you're going to introduce us later. So now tell us what the program will be like.
So for the logistics of this program, many of you may have seen those green signs in the back. If you didn't see them on your way in, please feel free to scan it with your QR code and we'll register you for this event. We have a welcome package for many of our visitors here, so if you didn't get one, please grab one on your way out. And did all of you receive a raffle ticket? Did anyone not receive?
Well, you know you're coming here.
One of our speakers didn't receive a raffle ticket.
Okay.
So whoever's doing
All
raffle
right.
tickets, please make
All right.
sure everyone
That's
has
nice.
one because
So
we have some
we're
amazing.
coming here, we're going to learn, but we're going to want to give prize out to you.
Yes.
But we're going to only look for the adult. What about children?
Yes, we have a children's program in another room. They'll be, while you guys are learning here, they will be engaging in some arts and crafts, painting, and photo shoot. There's a really nice balloon arch set up there. So not only will you be coming away with hopefully some knowledge, but your kids will have 2 or 3 hours of a good time as well. Okay, so logistics, please register if you haven't. We later on in our program, we will be having a Q&A, question and answer panel discussion with our 3 speakers. So if you have any questions, we will show a QR code on the screen that you can submit questions if you have anything that you're curious about regarding building a family, maintaining a family, or anything like that. Those QR codes will be up there. If you have questions that you'd like to write down, flag me down sometime in the program and we can submit those questions as well. Okay? All right, so we're gonna start our slides now. Thank you. All right, so this is our QR code. If it's far away, try to zoom in with your phones, where you can submit a question. You can write down whatever question you may have regarding a family, kids, starting a family, anything like that. And this QR code will be shown later as well. So if you miss out on it, that's okay. All right. Okay. This is a bigger QR code for you. So take a few moments to scan that and go ahead and submit your questions. All right, okay. If you missed it, that's okay. We will have this same QR code shown later. You can ask the speaker questions at that time. All right, thank you so much. Next slide. All right, so to start off this event with a bang, we are starting off with a raffle. Do you have your raffle tickets ready? Did anyone not receive a raffle ticket? I want to make sure everyone has an equal chance. And who has the bucket of raffle tickets, by the way? Do we have someone who has the bucket of raffle tickets? Because our first 2 items. Thank you so much. Our first 2 items will be this facial massage gun. All right. So whenever we have that pile of raffle tickets, I will draw, or we can pick a lucky person so someone can take this home. We have 2 more amazing prizes at the end, so stay tuned. Okay. Do we have our raffle? If not, we can do it a little bit later, but keep these in mind. All right. So we'll do the raffle a little bit later while I'm waiting for the bucket to come up to me. Okay. All right. So quick question here. How many of you identify as grown up or born in right here, San Gabriel Valley? A show of hands? Oh, just a few. 2 or 3. Born here or grown. Okay. How about Los Angeles County? Not San Gabriel Valley. All right. A couple more. Outside of LA County, Inland Empire, Orange County, San Diego County. Not much, right? How about Northern, Central, Southern California? No. Most of you from out of state, out of country? Out of country, you see? Now, let's see what the diversity is like here, okay? All right, I'll start. I am Chinese. Who here identifies as Chinese by show of hands? Chinese? Chinese American, okay? Chinese or Chinese American. Awesome. About one quarter, 1/5, all right? All right. How about our Vietnamese? Awesome. Okay, very good. Korean? Wow, excellent. Japanese? Filipino? All right. Excellent. Indonesian? Any Indonesian here? Awesome. Very cool. Thai? All right. Taiwanese? Anyone Taiwanese? Awesome. Pastor. Excellent. Cambodian? Laos? Anything like that? Let me see here. Bangladeshi? Anything like that? Laos? Non-Asians, you are all welcome here as well. Non-Asian. All right, 2 of our amazing speakers are non-Asian, but they have some great messages, irregardless, for our minority races as well. All right. Okay, excellent. So now we got you a little bit pumped up, and whenever that raffle bucket gets to me, let me know, because I want to give these 2 away. Okay. So, all right. So a brief introduction to our speakers today. I will just briefly introduce them, and we'll go one after another, okay? Our first speaker today would be Dr. Jaime Harris, right? Would you like to stand, Dr. Harris? All right. Warm welcome to Dr. Harris. He received his doctorate in ministry in family relations at Andrews University. He's a certified family life educator, and he's married with 2 adult children. So he comes with a lot of experience. All right, warm welcome again for Dr. Jaime Harris. Okay, so I'm going to hand over the mic to Dr. Harris to give his message to us, and then I'll introduce our next speaker afterwards. All right, so as Dr. Harris is preparing, he wanted me to introduce a couple of slides to have the audience get thinking about what our messages will be about today. Okay, excellent. So we have our next slide, which lists, there will be 5 adjectives that we have on the screen. All right. Okay, about the attitudes, okay? Now, I want you guys to think about these words. Anger, apathetic, defensive, annoying, argumentative. Now, think in your minds, which one of these, or maybe all, which ones do you think would most likely kill a marriage? Okay? All right, just think for yourself, okay? And then one slide with this one. Next, attitudes of criticism, contempt, arrogance, stonewalling, or being bossy. Now, how many of these do you think, or all, or which one do you think is most contributive to killing a marriage? All right, Dr. Harris, the time is yours.
Hello. Hi. My wife was supposed to come with me, but our son doesn't live with us anymore. He's in Utah. He surprised us and came to see us for a day and a half. So my wife is on her way to the airport to drop him off. But he told me, take a picture, so I need to take a picture of you guys. You know what happens if I don't. Yes. All right. Now I can go home. How many couples do we have here? Raise your hand. Okay. Is there a couple here that has been married for less than 2 years? No newbie? Nobody wants to get married? Oh my goodness. Less than 5. More than 10 years. Oh, less than 5. Oh, you guys are married? Less than 5 years? Are you guys happy? Do you have children? That's why they're happy. Just kidding. Kids, they make you really happy and angry, and they take your money away, and they get you frustrated, but don't get discouraged. Have many children. More than 10 years of marriage. Ooh, wow. Are you guys happy? They sound so convincing. I was like, yeah. Every couple goes through difficulties. I was in a particular place, invited by an old couple to eat. So I went to the home, and they were like maybe 85 years of age. They had been married for, I don't know, like 200 years or something like that, you know, long time. And the wife tells me, you know something? We're so happy because we never, ever in 65 years had a fight. Now, I was single. I believed them. After I got married, I didn't believe them. They were telling the truth. Every couple passes through difficulties, you know, and that's why I asked the question about attitudes. There was this very famous psychologist, and he's also a marriage therapist. He studied couples for more than 30 years. And he came up with the conclusion there are 4 attitudes, just 4, that can kill your marriage. Now, you know how that goes. Many marriages, they don't get divorced, but it doesn't mean that they are happy. They live in the same house, they eat the same food, but they're not together. They're not a couple. They just stay in the same place, in the same home. But there are 4 attitudes that can kill your marriage. And all of them had to do with whatever I put over here. But I'm going to go over them very quickly, and hopefully we can learn something from that. Now, this is a study of more than 30 years of many thousands of couples. First attitude, criticism. Now, I must tell you that I've done all of them. All the 4, I've done them. And you probably have too. The issue is that if we continue to do them, then it can kill your marriage. Criticism. There's a difference between criticism and complaint. Let me show you an example. The car does not have gasoline. Why didn't you fill it up? That's just a complaint. Now, a criticism, why do you never remember to do things? I've told you 1,000,000 times to fill up the gas tank. I don't believe you are that forgetful. You're just selfish. You never think of others. You never think of me. Sounds familiar? It's criticism. It goes beyond just a complaint. Now, what's the attitude? The antidote of criticism? We all criticize at some point. What can we do? Usually criticism starts with the word you. You don't care. You always put other first. You should have finished by now. You never show any interest in me. You. So if you want to change that, if you want to fix it, then you should, instead of using you should use me, I. Example. Use soft, gentle phrases. Share your feelings, not your frustrations. Instead of you, I feel frustrated because I wanted to go to the mall and the car has no gas. So that you fix it. Second attitude, contempt. In a few words, contempt is you're evil with your spouse. Maybe you don't want to do it, maybe you don't want to be, but there's something boiling inside of you that suddenly you become evil to your spouse. And you say things that you will not normally say, but you do say them. You're mean, you're vile, you make your spouse feel worthless, dishonored, disgraced. You feel superior or better than your spouse. Example, do I have to repeat it to you 100 times because you have no brains? Or do you not understand English or Korean or Filipino or any language? In other words, you're using sarcasm to hit, to poke. You're just being mean. And sometimes you don't want to, but it just comes that way. Antidote. Develop a culture of appreciation. Your spouse is not really that bad. You feel that she is or he is, but there are many, many, many positive things. So you need to express gratitude. Be thankful. Say thank you. Try to be grateful. The most successful, the richest person in Japan, he started a company and he realized that being thankful was something that was very good. And he asked every single of the employees and he taught every single employee to say thank you and to be grateful at least 100 times a day. And his company, just because of that, started growing and growing and growing. So it pays for us to be grateful and thankful. Another attitude, defensiveness, usually comes when somebody criticizes us and we're ready to fight. Somebody, in this case my wife, my spouse, complains to me and I just put on the gloves. You want to fight? I'm ready to fight. You hit me, I'll hit you back. This time I'm not going to let it pass. So I'm just defensive. I'm trying to protect myself. From who? From your wife. She's your partner. From your husband. He's your husband. But, we do it. Question, did you call Betty and Ralph to let them know they were not coming tonight as you promised this morning? No, I get defensive. I was just too darn busy today. As a matter of fact, you know just how busy my schedule was. Why did you do it? I'm just responding in a defensive way. Do it once, do it every day, it will kill your marriage. Antidote. Take responsibility. Oh gosh, I completely forgot. I knew I was going to be busy today. I should have asked you. I'll call him right now. In other words, I'm part of the solution. I take responsibility and I do it. Last but not least, stonewalling. Men, we're very good at this. Stonewalling means you ignore completely your wife or your spouse. Stonewalling means that all the other three attitudes, they got me overwhelmed. I'm just up to here. I cannot take it anymore. So what do? I just turn around and pretend that I'm not listening. And then the wife tells me, I know you heard me. She knows that I'm just being like this, stonewalling, ignoring completely, trying to avoid something that later on is going to come back to us. So what is the antidote? There it goes. You withdraw from the interaction, you shut down, you tune out, you ignore, you turn away, you act busy. You just turn on the television like, she's not talking to you or he's not telling you anything. Complain. Look, we've been through this over and over again. Antidote. Try to do something that self-soothes you. You're not ready to a fight because you're going to be offensive, defensive, and everything else, take a break. So just be realistic. Darling, I'm so sorry to stop you there, but I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I'm upset right now. Can we take a break? 20 minutes, we'll come back to it. Now, this sounds very simple. I'm giving you 4 very, very easy resolutions, but they're very hard. If you've been married for a long time, you know that they are very hard because we get into these habits of responding automatically and doing things, and we actually get into the habit of fighting. And sometimes if we don't fight, we're not happy. That's not right. Something's not right. So we need to fix it. We want to be happy. I was very surprised and very happy to see the statistic that most Asian Americans, they are very interested in having a happy marriage, being good parents. They're family oriented. They want to have a good family. So I hope these tools could help us out so we can have better families. And maybe next time we can dig deeper and do something else. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Harris, for your message. Now, if you had any questions specifically about his message to you today, again, remember, we'll have that QR code up and you can type in your questions, all right? So give us a moment while we get our lapel microphones ready. And while we're doing that, I want to introduce our second speaker today. It will be Dr. Edwin Mendoza. All right, a round of applause and welcome for Dr. Edwin Mendoza. Brief introduction. He has been the ministry director at PUC with 44 years of ministry experience. He received his doctorate of ministry in family relations at Andrews. So I'll go ahead and hand the mic over to him now.
And also I have 2 grown-up kids and 2 grandkids, which are the best school lesson that you can have in your life. When you have grandkids and you have your kids. This is okay. I am from South America, from Venezuela. I was born in Colombia, but I grew up in Venezuela. My wife is from Venezuela. She is right here with me today. And one of the things that we find out when we came to this beautiful country, United States, in 1985, was so many cultures all together. In Venezuela, we have different people from Europe, from Asia, and from some other countries, Africa. But in this country is way different. The cultures are mixing all together, and we call it blended. We are blended together. That means that when you come with your little ones, my 2 kids were born in Venezuela. When we came here, they were 2 years old and 4 years old. They grew up here, so they became Americans. And their friends, Americans. And we had to learn English, but they grew up speaking English all the time. So the families, we strive to mix in, to get together, to say hi to your neighbor who is from China. And maybe he came 2 months ago and he doesn't speak any English. And then you have to blend with that family and befriend them and try to get along with your neighborhood. Now, what about churches? What about communities, neighborhoods? You have then a challenge. Your son, who maybe he grew up here, he's from Korea, now he has a Hispanic girlfriend. How can you get along with that situation? She comes with tortilla, all the dishes from Mexico, from South America, from Central America, and then you have your son who loves pho or some other dishes. How you blend all that together? That's a challenge right there. But there is another challenge. Maybe your son or your daughter get married, but after 2, 3, 5 years, they keep fighting, and then they separate, and sadly they end up divorcing. That's sad. But after 6 months or a year, your daughter or your son finds out another friend, and your daughter has 2 little ones, and start befriending another person with 2, 3 kids. Then they get together, they start living together, and your daughter, she brings her 2 kids from her previous relationship, and this new relationship has 3 boys that you cannot support them, you cannot get along with them, but they are now in your house because your daughter is befriendly or getting together with this new relationship. They are blending together. And that's reality. Every day that's our reality. Blended families are everywhere. There is one challenge: the age difference. Maybe your daughter is 25 years old and the new friend or boyfriend or new husband is 40 years old, and he has 3 kids, and your daughter has 2 kids. Now they have to share the same house. Your 2 grandkids from your daughter's side, now they have to share a room with 3 boys that they don't know right there. So the age difference is a challenge. There is another challenge in the blended families, which is the inexperience. Your daughter or your son, yes, they have 2 kids, but his experience or her experience is very, very little. It's not that much. So you have now the challenge of continuing advising your daughter, advising your son to get more serious about their relationship. And right there, blended in that family is a challenge. Finances. Maybe your daughter or your son went to school, get the diploma, is a certified nurse practitioner, but her new friend or the possible husband has no degree. has not a serious commitment to support the family. How can you figure that in your mind? How can they blend together, blend within your family? That's a challenge right there. We see that every day in the congregations, in the community, friends that you know at work. They have to face all the challenges right there. I gave Pastor some questions. Do you have them in the screen? Other challenge is family traditions. In South America, in Central America, there are some traditions. Some of those traditions come from the Catholic background, but you have also the traditions from Asia. Your culture over there, your different dates that you have to keep in the calendar. Some countries have a different calendar of events or holidays, type of food they eat during those holidays. How you blend all together, so tradition is very important. Now, if you become Seventh-day Adventist or Christian, then you have to blend within your family the new day of worship, the new friends at church or the religious community that you belong to now. How you blend all that together within your family. Did you get that? Okay. What is a blended family? Then from here, okay. The possible answers are down here. One person with 5 children, 2 married individuals, one or both parents have children from previous relationship, or married couples of different races. Which one you think is the best answer for a blended family? The yellow one, right there. Do we have a prize for it? Okay. Why the yellow answer? Okay, let's go to the next one. What makes a blended family successful? First, earning a lot of money, or making ultimatums, or insisting on respect, or ignoring other family members' feelings. What makes a blended family successful?
Yellow. There's a check.
A check, right? Insisting on respect. Respect. No matter where you come from, what your cultural background is, or your finances, always respect each other. Okay, next. Okay. Which of the following is not a challenge to blend the families? Parental inexperience, delegating chores, difficulty accepting a new parent, or conflict with stepchildren. Which one is not a challenge to blended families? Which one? The yellow one. We keep yelling, right? Delegating chores. Okay, next. Are you taking note who's answer well? Okay. Okay. How long does a blended family need to settle down? 1 to 2 years, 4 to 7 years, 7 to 12 years, or 18 to 20 years?
Yellow.
We keep on the yellow. Yeah. You know what? Statistics and some studies say that actually a family that comes with children from one side and children from the other side, and then they get married and have a new home with different kids, they need 4 to 7 years, blue, 4 to 7 years to actually call them together and trust each other as a family. So it needs patience, it needs common sense, it needs a lot of prayer and a lot of commitment in order to build up not a house, but not a home for a house, the family. So if you or you know someone who have been separated and now they're thinking on building a new family relation, I advise them to go through counseling, therapy, because the new kids that are going to be together with new step sister or brother, they need advice, they need guidance, they need to strengthen the relationship to each other. So it's not a matter of 6 months or 8 months. Maybe the grown-up parents say, well, this is my problem. I love this new person and I'm gonna marry this person. You have to hold on a little and think about your little ones, your kids. They need more time to process the fact that they're gonna have a new stranger under their roof. And to call that person dad or mom, that is not an overnight reaction. That will take time, effort, patience, and commitment. So blended family is a situation that we have to think about. Either you come from Asia or South America, or you are born in America, get together with another person and blend a family is always a challenge. God bless and have many children and many grandchildren.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mendoza, for your message. All right. I'm going to do one slide down. For the question. All right, so before we bring up our last speaker for the day, we have a couple questions for you. All right. Asian Americans make up how many percentage of the U.S. population? What do you think? A, 5%, B, 5 to 10%, C, B, okay, B is what I'm hearing, okay. What's the answer? B, most of you got it right. So the exact percentage is 6.3% of the U.S. population. All right, next question. All right, Asian Americans make up how many percent of Los Angeles County? C, 10 to 15. I'm hearing C. B, 5 to 10%. D, more than 15%. All right. I'm hearing C's. C or D, okay. All right, what's the answer? Greater than 15%. Exactly 15.8% of LA County. All right, so this will serve as an introduction to our last speaker's message today. It's entitled The Future Destiny of Asians. Okay, so our third speaker will be Dr. Elmo Lee, who's from Rosemead Korean Church. He was born in St. Elmo, Illinois, which is where he got his name. Went to Korean Union College, followed by Loma Linda University Medical School with a residency in psychiatry. Please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you, Pastor Van and his helpers for making this meeting possible. I'm happy to see so many different faces, but all of you have same common interest. Let me speak today towards pure Asians from the perspective of a pure Asian. Okay, home. It's the vital center of human existence. Anchored to the vital center, we survive the tempests of life. And I ask you, is your anchor holding? Is your center holding or falling apart? You know, when I say the word home, I don't think of a building, a plot of land, furnitures or decoration. I think of grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, friends, and visitors. Looking back, all my memories, precious and essential, gather around her, the home. I hear multiple voices, laughters, conversations, and hushed whispers of fear. I am a product of one of the SDA homes where once 3 generations lived under one roof. It was my home, not the church or the school, that was a vital center of my life. Thus, I know what home is, and many of you too. And we miss it in America because the fabric of our homes are fraying. Do we not all want peace and prosperity at home? Isn't that why you're here today? Yeah. Is it too much ask God for a bit of peace and some meaningful life? Is it too much? That ideal household, full of wealth, health, warmth, and everybody's bursting with giggling and giddy laughters, contentment and satisfaction, a perfect harmony. Really, not just a poster family, not a real family. Real family isn't a poster. If you want to look at the real family, just look at the books of Old Testament and you'll find it. The Bible tells the life as it really is, not as we fantasize. Don't you want to understand and take up home where spouses argue, kids fight and betray, children also betraying their parents, sons squandering parents' money and wealth, and daughters going astray? Just look at the Bible. From our very first mama Life has been thorns and thistles, sweat and sorrow. And here we are, since the day of Eve. Really, home is truly a combination of heaven and hell in various proportions. And God expects us to navigate through the heaven and hell. We read the Bible to understand our domestic reality as it is. Sometimes we try to escape the reality of home and focus on the future heavenly home. And don't let the pastors fool you by giving you false hopes of heavenly home, where everything is perfect. You have to deal with the present situations on earth, and it is what God commands of us. A long time ago, a great Hebrew prophet promised in Isaiah 32:18, "My people will live in peaceful dwelling place, in secure homes, in undisturbed places of rest." However, the prophet's promise was never once realized, nor for the Jews and not for the Christians. Look, you and I are all products of various wars and conflicts. Wars and conflicts are our common background, whether political, military, economic, cultural, ethnic. We've seen them all. That's the entire human history, the West and the East. Man's life is tumultuous and anxious and always seeking for peace. Paul the Apostle knew of anxiety and fear. Listen to what he says in 2 Corinthians 7:5. Conflicts and disputes outside, fear and dread in our hearts. That, folks, is the daily condition. However, despite conflicts and fears, God has a plan for us, for all of you, the Asian immigrants who are gradually streaming and blending into the main American culture. Our unique genetic pool, our linguistic gifts, our cultural inheritance, our blended families, academic achievements, financial state, and finally, our collective abiding faith in God will create a unique blend of God's image, never before seen in the history of humankind. God works in the world through the workings of history. And He has a plan for the East. God revealed Himself to humanity, first to the Jews, then to the Europeans, and now God has a divine plan for the East. And you are it. God's mysterious plan for the earth's future history will unfold in the East as the very center. Homes and families from Vietnam, China, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, India, Pakistan will shape the form and content of human history and the spiritual dimensions from now on. The gigantic wave of 5 billion people cannot be stopped. This is a divine will. And our SDA church has a little proper will, a role to play in this major shift in the human history. And your homes and your children will decide the destiny and the history of God's church for the next several generations. Imagine that. Through our homes and families, we have the right to earn success, prosperity, stability, health, and well-being. And through our homes and families, we have the means to deal with aging, disease, death, divorces, and failures of every kind. And God promises to be with us in all aspects of our daily life. He understands the frailty, brevity, and the puniness of human nature. Now, in closing, my friends, I ask, what is a proper estimate of home? What is a proper estimate of man? Where lies the genuine value of biblical household and the biblical man? In this nation, how do we blend blood, flesh, language, culture, and beliefs successfully to reach that image divine? We are gathered together in the hope. We are gathered together here today in the hope of starting an ongoing discussion as to how to preserve our vital center. Let more meetings like this unfold in the future where we can share our fears and hopes, frustrations and aspirations as a church, as a social group, and as children of God. You know, your families, in your homes, those who are now here, and many yet to be born, will play vital functions in the future of this church and of this nation, and will vitally shape the form of history. Through history, God is giving Asians a huge responsibility and a chance to shape the history of mankind. This is an amazing fact that we have yet to grasp. God sent each one of you to this little planet Earth with a purpose, small and large. And may we fulfill that. Thank you, Pastor Vin, and to all his assistants for organizing this great meeting and making this event possible. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Lee. All right, so since we missed out on our raffles earlier, I want to do our raffles now. So please get your raffle tickets ready as we prepare our game afterwards. So So I have the raffle tickets here. Give it a good shake. And I'll have Dr. Harris pick in there. Thank you so much. All right. So the number is 0346 1950. 1950. We have a winner here. Do we have a winner anywhere? 1950 for the last 4 digits. No takers. Going once? Going twice? Oh, we have a winner? Oh, wow. All right. You are the winner of this lovely massage gun. Let me take a look here. 1950. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. We have another one to give away. I will have Dr. Mendoza help me out here. All right. Thank you, Dr. No. All right. Thank you so much. All right. We have 1945. 1945. Who's our lucky winner? 1945. Yes. All right. Awesome. In the back there. All right. 1945. Again, we have 2 more raffles at the end of our program here. Let me take a look. Thank you. All right. Congratulations. Okay. All right. For the next portion of our program, I'll be handing the mic over to Harley, who is in charge of our game. So this is something that all of you can participate in as long as you have a phone. All right. So if you have your phones with you, if you can go to this web address, www.kahoot.it. All right.
Hello. Hi everyone, I'm Harley. So once you get to Kahoot it, please let me know. You're gonna enter this game pin. The game pin is 767676843. We do have some prizes for the top 3 winners. So I do hope everyone joins in. We can have up to 100 players. So if you don't want to go through the website, just grab your phone. There we go. People are already joining in. Grab your phone and scan the QR. That also works. So we can only have up to 100 players, and if you couldn't join, so it'd be nice if you could join. We have 16 players right now, 17, and going up. Ooh, we have 33 players. I'll wait a couple more, or 1 more minute maybe, if people are still joining in.
Oh, so sorry. You got it there? Anyone need the code?
Is anyone still joining?
Do you need the code?
We have a couple more people joining. We have a lot of people who attended this wonderful event. Thank you for coming, and thank you for Pastor Vin and the organizers. I think. Okay. A couple more minutes, because people are still joining in. Okay, I think that's good. We can start. All right. Okay, so the way it goes is we're gonna ask a question. You have 20 seconds to answer it, okay? So be quick. So the first one's a poll. Did you enjoy the food? from where you went. This is a trial, so just so we can have everyone could, throw their answers. You have 15 more seconds to answer. So everyone gets to do that, okay? Right. A few more people didn't answer. All right. A resounding yes. Great. 74% said yes. We'll go to the next question. Okay, true or false? There are roughly 61.4 million couples married in the US. Is that true or false? 61.4. That's a lot. Considering we only have like about 100 million in America. All right, 3 more people. Let's go. All right, 24 people answered true. Faster you answer, the more points you get, just so you know. All right, so we'll go to the next question. Oh, let's see. Whoever is Bree, you're leading. Next. All right, true or false again? Nevada has the highest marriage rate among all states. All right, true. Oh, some people said false. 50-50. All right. Let's see who's number 1 now. Oh, we'll still Bree. Awesome. All right, next question. This one's a quiz. What is a typical American family called? Triangle extended, diamond blended, circle modern family, and square nuclear family. There we go. I hope that's easier for everyone. All right, the answer is nuclear family. All right, next. Let's use, oh, it's still Bree, wow. By 83 points, about 80 points. All right, this one's a slider, and it's double points because the question's pretty hard. At what age do American men, on average, get married? And this is a slider from 30 to 35, so you're gonna have to slide on your devices. 30 to 35. If you get this right, you get double points. Oh, where is it? Oh, 30.5. Who got married before 30.5 years? All right, a lot of people. Nice. All right, oh, okay. Didn't change. That one's pretty hard. This one's another one. Double points again, same thing. At what age do American women on average get married? American women this time. All right, let's see what's the answer for this one. We have 5 more seconds. And let's see. Let's see. Oh. And these are pretty hard, so they're double points. But if you do get them, it's pretty worth it. Alright, next. Which state has the highest divorce rate? Let's see. New York, California, Arkansas, Utah. What do we think, guys? This will blow your mind. Alright, so the answer is Arkansas, and only 2 people took that answer. Whoa, who are those? It's Bree again, wow. All right, next question. Which two states have the lowest minimum marriage age at 14 years old? Texas and Utah, Idaho and Missouri, Massachusetts and New Hampshire and California, and New York. What's the answer here, guys? All right. The answer is Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Age 14. Only 4 people got that answer. Oh, baby Tommy went up. Nice. Slider, another one, double points. What is the average age to have a baby in the US? All right, so let's see. Oh, okay, they skipped to 30 years old. 30 years old. Oh, someone got that. Polillions. Okay, nice. Next question. Which state has the most kids? Texas, California, Utah, or Missouri? Let's see. All right, California, nice. Very good. Let's see. Oh, okay, still number 1, let's go. How many children does the average American family have? All right, let's see. 5 more people. Let's see. 2 more people. Okay, the answer is 2, and 32 people got it. Very nice. Oh, still number 1. Next. What is the most common number of people who live in an American household? So how many people live in an American household? The faster you answer, the more points you get, guys. Two, all right. Next question. Okay. Right, another one. What percent of Americans live in multi-generational households? Multi-generation. You have your grandpa, your dad, and you, or maybe another baby. Multi-generational. 37% is the right answer if you got that. Next. Oh, Bree went up again. Nice. Okay. 4 more questions. What range do most American parents think is acceptable for children to get their own smartphones? What age range? So what age range would you give your kids smartphones? The answer is 15 to 17 years old. If you answered circle, you got it. Oh, okay. Polillions is number 1 again. When asked about what makes life meaningful, Americans are most likely to mention what? What makes life meaningful? Family is the answer. It makes sense because we're talking about families today. All right, next. 2 more questions. How much longer can grandparents live if they babysit their grandchildren? How much longer? Let's see. Or if they live with their grandchildren, How much longer do they live? "20 years. I can attest to this. Yes. Up to 20 years if you live with your grandchildren. Yes. That's why honor your father and your mother, right? How much longer do families live if they observe Sabbath? How about that? How much longer? This one's also nice. All right. What do you guys think? It is up to 10 years. 10 more years if you observe the Sabbath. Isn't that nice? All right, so top 3, we got Inez. Lillian's on top 2, and number 1 is Green. All right. So please come forward to get your prizes. Whoever these people are. Please come forward. Alright. Oh, okay. Third, Inez. Who's Winez? Third, Inez? Oh. And Green. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harley, for that exciting and fun game. At this time, we'll be starting our panel discussion with our three speakers. We invite Dr. Harris, Dr. Lee, please take a seat. And this QR code would be the one to scan if you would like to submit any questions to our speakers for today. Okay? All right, this will be up there, so even as we're answering questions, feel free to submit questions, okay? Yes.
Only simple questions are allowed today.
Testing. Okay. I think maybe just show one. All right. Okay. We have a couple of questions coming in. All right. Our first question here. Speaking as the adult child, what should you do if your parents don't support you in your dreams that are not equal to their dreams for you? So this question is from a child, adult child. And this is for any of our 10.
We adults, we have a few miles in life. So maybe our kids, what they need is someone with experience, but they don't want to listen. Yeah. Our children, our grandchildren, they see us as old-fashioned people that they don't know. They come from Asia. They come from South America. We are in America, so they don't know. So maybe the reason, and here the experts can help me in this, is that you know better as an adult. You have run life for a while, and they need to experience, and maybe you don't want to support that decision because you see that it's not right, it's not correct, it's not what you want for your kid. So it's difficult sometimes to get both the parents and the kids together to think correctly in a decision. You help me.
Let me speak to that very good question, not from a psychiatric point of view, but from the biblical point of view. It's straight theology. When God created man, do you believe in the story that God created man? Yes. He gave Adam and Eve what? Choice. When you bring a child to the world, you are automatically giving that person full choice even to betray you. That's the choice you made by conceiving the child. So your responsibility as a parent, especially when he is beyond 12, 13 years old, is to respect his choice, even if it goes against your will. That's the way God behaved. God did not stop baby Eve from making mistakes, saying that I've been in existence for trillions of years. I know life. God wants us to make mistakes and learn from mistakes. And may your children have the freedom to do so.
It all depends what your dream is. It all depends if you live with your parents. If you live with your parents and your dream is to be a student all your life and your parents to support you, think about the dream that you have. Why is it that they are not supporting? It might be that something is not out there. Now you have true dreams that your parents are not seeing because it's a different generation. You have to make a choice. Because as parents, if I support my child, if he lives in my home, and I pay for the bills, and I do everything for him at home, I need to be open to give him the freedom to become. But I don't need to give him the freedom to use all my money and then do nothing. So there needs to be an analysis of your dream. But if it's a true dream, then you need to make a choice and follow your dream. And sometimes as parents, we don't understand that. And as Dr. mentioned, we need to give our children freedom of choice. But if the freedom of choice is going to take away all my freedom, then I need to think about it, because I'm not young anymore and I'm not going to risk everything that I have to support a dream that I know is not going to come true. Because as the doctor mentioned, parents have more experience than you have. They can know you better than maybe you know yourself. So there needs to be a balance here. Your dream, is it a meaningful dream, or is it just a fantasy? And parents, we need to be open to give the freedom for children so they can fulfill their dreams. And my cousin, he started to be a dentist because his parents said, you're going to be a dentist, period. He finished, he got his degree, and he said, here's your degree. I'm going to put my own business. And he never practiced dentistry. And he became a successful, businessman, because that was his dream. So sometimes as parents, we need to understand that.
History was made by children who rebelled against their parents. And the future history will be made once again by those who say no to their parents.
All right. Our next question is, if you had one piece of advice for a happy and successful marriage or a happy, successful family, what would it be?
I would say 3 words: humility, honesty, and respect.
There is no answer to the question. If you look at marriage, whether you are married once, twice, or 3 times, you know how difficult marriage is. Okay? Marriage is something that we deal with, not something we solve, something we manage. So it's a long struggle. I don't think we can summarize in little advices how to make it successful. Everybody has a different way. It's just survival. Yes, it's not success as in the novel. And that's from a psychiatrist.
Just surviving.
I think spirituality has a lot to do in marriage. I think that when we ask God to help us to be the better spouse, the Holy Spirit has the ability to work in our hearts. When we change, we have a better chance to have a better marriage. When we expect others to change, then it's very difficult.
Okay, thank you. How do you communicate to children who only think negatively about their parents, despite all of the sacrifices the parents have made for them?
Are you talking about my children? I think that as parents, our goal as a parent is to raise kids that they can become adults that make the right choices. In order for them to do that, we need to help them when they're kids to take little choices so they can become better at it. Our goal is to one day see our children grown up, making their own choices. And that's very hard for us to understand as parents. We love children when they do whatever we want. Well, I remember when our kids were, 1, 2 years old, they'll do whatever I asked they did. I loved them really, really dear. Now then they became 12 and 13 and I'm nobody, I don't know anything, I'm the worst parent in the world. I did not like them very much. But they're my kids. And I should help them to honor what God gives them. So it's very, very hard for parents to let go, but let's not forget that our job is to teach them to go away from us. That's the reality. And I did not understand that until I had my children. I graduated, went away from home, never to come back home. And then I complained with my kids, don't call me. It's been a week, where are they? Well, how come they don't call? And then I remember when I left home. I was not thinking of calling home. I was thinking of eating out the whole world, and going my places and doing stuff. And my parents raised me right. And whenever I went back home, I was happy, and they were happy too that I came back. But I had become a grown-up man, that I took my own decisions. And that's very hard for parents to understand. We want them all together here, never to get away. But that's not our goal. Our goal is for them to go away from us and live happy.
One of the things that our kids look forward is what we have modeled to them. And remember, home family is an evolving body of people all together trying to get old, yeah, and being old, even though they're 13 or 14, they're growing up. But what you have modeled to them, the way you behave, the way you react, the way you talk, the way you enjoy life, or you are angry or whatever, that's what they have in mind when they become then adults. When they become adults, they will see, well, my dad, even though he has his failures, all that, I remember him, he was right. He was okay with how he think about life. But they judge you as a parent by what you model them day by day. And that's what God wants out of us, to model his character. We are not perfect, but kids, they realize, my dad, my mom, my aunt, my grandparents, they're trying their best to model Jesus' character. And that's what we have to put on their hearts. So when they become parents and mature people, they will say, yes, my dad, my mom, my grandparents, they were right. They were right.
Let me say this for the ladies. Mothers have full rights to refuse to be abused by their kids. Mothers have no right to abuse their kids. And no kid has a right to abuse their mothers by blaming them for taking advantage of their monies, making them feel guilty, or whatever the tricks they use. So every woman here who has adult kids who blame their divorce or their bankruptcy or their lack of schooling to you, I think most of you have the right to decline that. You say, look, mommy has done enough for you. You take care of your life. I think you have the right to be firm, just like God is.
I would like to suggest a book. I really like it. From Innocence to Entitlement. We have a problem in America. When kids grow up with everything, they become entitled. And they think that they own the world and that you need to respect them, but they don't respect anybody. I really like this book, From Innocence to Entitlement, by Jim Fay and Don Billings. You find it on Amazon. And as parents, we grew up differently in our countries than when we come here to America, and things change here. So we need to adapt, but we need to also be firm and not let our kids abuse us, because they become, they call it entitlement. They think they own the world, and that's not right. So if you can find the book, I really love it.
One of the things that your little ones, your kids have to learn from the beginning is that they have responsibilities. As you, as parents, have to pay the rent, your utilities, school, doctor, they have the responsibility of bringing good grades. That's their job. Bring up good grades. Dad, I want an iPad. I want the iPhone 12. Yes, you do. Okay, that's part of life. But what are you doing for the benefit of your family? And the first thing you have to do is make up your bedroom. Yeah, do your bedroom. Bring good grades. As I get up early in the morning to go and work and bring money to pay the bills, Your responsibility, my dear son, I love you, is bring up good grades. Get with chores around the house. That's your job, as I have mine as an abroad.
Maybe one more comment before the next question. Yes, the mothers, you have the right to set limits. I know everybody is anguished because you want to suffocate your kids with the love, endless love. And most of you found out it did not work. So you have the right to discipline. And every child has to learn to take responsibility. And this is one of the driving force behind psychiatry, is to let the individual take responsibility and never blame parents or teachers.
All right, so unfortunately, we received many great questions and we are just about out of time. However, I do want to mention some of the questions mentioned: mental health, relationships, generational traumas, in addition to the heritage and nationality differences in America, as many of us are not from here. These are things we'd love to address at our next session, but unfortunately we are out of time today. Please give a round of applause for our wonderful guest speakers today. In closing, I do want to announce we have 2 more raffles, and then Pastor Vin will have a couple of words of closing. Okay.
We just hit the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of things else we need to learn. Family is important. If a broken family in society, the whole world will be nothing. I want to read this poem to you in a song, Cats in the Cradle, by Harry Chapman. Think about it. My child arrived just the other day. He come to the world in a usual way, but there were plane to catch and bill to pay. He learned to walk while I was away. And he was talking while I was not there, and I missed him. And the thing is, when I'm coming home, they ask me when I'm coming home. I say, I don't know when, but when I'm coming home, we get together and have fun. My son turned to 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad. Come and play with me. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today. I got a lot of things to do. He said, that's okay, Dad. Maybe we catch some other time. And he said, I will be just like my dad. So we asked him, when are you coming home? He said, I don't know when. But when we coming home, we come together, we play together, Dad, and we have a good time. Well, he came home from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just have to say, son, I'm so proud of you. Can you sit for a while? He shook his head, and they said with a smile, what I really like, Dad, to borrow your car key. So see you later. Can I have them now? And they say, when? When you coming home, son? That's what Dad said. Well, I don't know when, but when I'm coming home, we can have fun together. Okay, Dad? Well, I have long since retired, and my son have moved away. I called him up, and just the other day, and I said, I would like to see you if you don't mind. And he said, I love to, Dad, but I couldn't find the time. You see, my new job is housemaid, and my kid have a flu. But I'm sure I'd like to talk to you, Dad. But I'm sure it's nice to talk to you, but then he hung up, and it occurred to me, he grown up just like me. My boy, just like me. And this is home to me. When my family comes to this country, my dad don't have time for me. And I grew up just like my dad, and I don't take time for my son either. It's very sad. It's dawned on us that we've put something else more important, our careers, our American dream, but we forgot about family. That's why we need to come together, learn more about, to have happy family, to build a family. I remember my wife and I usually go walk in the evening. We walk by some mini home, right? You go walk, right? It's a mini home. But every time I go by, I see some home, people yelling, screaming. They get upset, and they run out. I said, what? How many family like this? And it's hurt me. We live in a world with so many broken families. And that's why a team of leaders in San Gabriel Valley come together to do something for the community. I want you to invite them to come up. We have Jeffrey Chang, we have Kay Yang. Please come on up. I want you to give applause to this team that put together. For the last 6 months, they come together to put together a program for you and I to learn from our family. Thank you. Thank you. These are the leaders in the different city where you live. In San Gabriel, Temple City, Alhambra, Rosemead, El Monte, Bowen Park, you name it. And if you need any help, they will come to help you and instruct you. Thank you very much. Give them applause one more time. Thank you. Now I'm really serious about it. Yes, some of you probably know right by now that I'm a pastor. But here it is. I care for family. I have visited family, and I ask parents to forgive your children, to mend the family together. I ask the young boy, please forgive your dad, come home. So these men with me here, we visit many homes, try to mend these families together. And sometimes so difficult, we come to the point we pray to God. Because it's very difficult, you know? Very difficult when men and women start to divorce, when children want to run away, when someone wants to commit suicide. Only thing we can do is to pray to God. And I promise you, I have seen so many miracles from God to mend all these families. We are together as a team, want to build up strong, happy family in this community. Are you with me on that? Yeah. Do you want to build a strong family? Yeah. If you and I have struggle, let's ask these team of pastors, church that will help you. But we bring you to God. Because God is the only one who can help us. When we come to the point we have nowhere to go, all we can do is to pray. When family pray together, they stay together. Amen. And that's what we're here for. Thank you very much. I want to turn to Vanessa right now to end the program.
All right. Can we pass to Pastor Ben? It has been no small feat to organize this, so he deserves a round of applause as well. Thank you, Pastor Jeffrey. Here is... Do you all have your raffle tickets ready? Pastor Jeffrey, you want to help me pick one? All right. Okay, last 4 digits. 1948. 1948. The winner of this air flight. 1948. 1948. Going once. Going twice. All right. Next draw. Thank you so much. All right. 1953. 1953. Who's the winner of this airplane? 1953. No one? No one wants this air fryer. 1953 going once, twice. Maybe they went home without their air fryer. All right, we're gonna pick one more. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna trying to give this air fryer away. 3468006. Last 4 digits. 8006. Congratulations. Our last prize of the day, I won't be able to bring it over. It is this 6-pan set. Ceramic marble coating, I believe. Really nice. I'm going to have help me out here. All right, so check your ticket. Oh, just all right, okay. 1959. 1959. The winner of the 6-pan set. We'll pack it up for you later. All right, awesome. Well, thank you all so much for attending. I hope you had a great time. All right, I do want to announce we do have light refreshments over there to your right. The white bags are vegetarian. Brown bags are regular.
Yes, before you get your dinner, we don't want anyone to leave this place feel hungry. Okay? We want to feed you. But here it is. It's wonderful to see each one of you because we care to see you have a wonderful family. With the Asian immigrant, our American dream, right? Now we need to build up our home. The next things, why do you want to come to America? What do you want your children to do? Sit at home? To suck up all the funding? No, to have good education. Now, is that right? Education important? So 2 to 3 months from now, we put together an educational event. And this is important for you to understand how to help your children to excel, how to help them to be top in the class. So we have different programs coming up. So just let you know, we continue to build up this community. So next program we have, education event, look out for the mail or the contact. All right? So have a good evening. What a wonderful dinner. All right? See you next time. Bye-bye.